like, let's say I have an old song that I created in this computer. When I try to send that file to GarageBand updated, I have an issue. It's glitched. Sometimes it'll just like break the song, if that makes sense. Like the song will be glitched and things won't sound right. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I've lost the song that way. And when it comes to music creation, when you create that art in that moment, it's hard to recreate that moment because it was a moment. So yeah, yeah. But everything else, like my pictures, documents, that's pretty easy. You could just email it. But stuff like that is like it's kind of hard to let stuff
No,
like that go.
I know what you mean. Actually, I know what you mean. I have boxes of hard drive from shows. My station celebrates 13 years, and when I say we're trusted on the internet, we're trusted because we've never got in trouble for anything. We publish everything, but we live stream. That's all we've done. And and a lot of them have never. It was on my internet radio station, and then I moved server. So like I have all these like raw footage from anything that's ever happened from Monday through Friday from 1 to 2 for like for a long time, for 8 years, and then from there I went on to another one. Add more shows. So, but for disclosure, okay, let's just start. I get my went ahead and go live. So, for disclosure, before I hand over to the host, so take over the meeting. But I live stream, so it's going to go on social chats, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Twitter Live, and also my group page. So that means that if you grab the mic, know that your audio and your profile picture will be utilized in future promo to help the meeting with her show. So just vibes. And I'm thrilled. My name is Tanya Schultz. I am going to be the guest. I'm going to, relinquish control, which I'm sorry I took over. I just realized I just like start producing her show here.
It's totally okay because you are a powerhouse. And now I can definitely get into our special guest appearance extravaganza and give you your like this special announcement. So thank you first off for everyone being here. Thank you, Cloud, for being here, co-host of Century. Right now we met in Twitter space, so that's pretty cool. So I'm very happy to have you here with me hosting this space. This is Just Vibes
Yo.
today. Oh, what's up, dude?
Hello.
What's
Yeah,
up,
I'm
dude?
doing good. Hey, Tonya. Hey, LUI.
Hi.
Mutual Victoria. Thank you so much for joining. Sapien has actually been telling me a lot about you, and she was like, "Oh, Tonya, like, why don't you know Tonya? Are you kidding me? You don't know
I know.
Tonya? No,
I'm the
like,
first
she's
person he met.
everywhere."
Exactly. I believe everyone knows her, especially if you've been in the Twitter space for a
Yeah,
while,
I'm here.
because she's an early live stream adopter. She's been streaming 13 years via her multimedia platform, Social Chats. She's done some other stuff too, guys, even outside of that. She's a creator and the host of a weekly held Twitter space called NFTs for a Cause, which I've actually been on, which is pretty cool. And then she also is a part of LOI. You can catch her from 8 to 9 on LOI Music NFTs, chatting about Web3 AI and music NFTs. She's a public relations professional. She's well read on everything social media. She's even launched a metaverse construction company. What? She's she hosts a watch parties every weekend in a metaverse room. She's all about helping creators and authors to pre-sell their work. She is a very busy, busy woman indeed. Ladies, gents, and non-binaries, I want to welcome you to the stage, the competent Tanya in the building.
Most definitely.
Oh my God. Thank you. I can't wait when I cut this up because in StreamYard there's a new feature now. So all I do all week long when I get off work is I make these little shorts on on Insta, for Facebook Reel and YouTube Shorts. So I love that opening. So I'm gonna have to share that one too. I love it. I appreciate you for an incredible warm welcome.
You are
Yeah,
so
I am
welcome.
excited to be here, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, especially, the meaning is like one of the first artists that I met that I like decided to like. She popped in, and she was just so intuitive and so asking questions. She was already a live streamer, and she was, and her story was just so heartbreaking, but yet so triumph at the same time. It's the kind of story that I'm sorry, but on International Women's Day, I would have like tweeted out over you because you're like one of the women that I always felt, and I always share your story too, by the way, that show that, when you believe in your art yourself, you triumph over any adversity. And if you believe in yourself, no matter what's put in front of you, you're going to go. And also as a mom myself, I can understand your struggle of trying to be everything, and then and feeling not enough. And then no one should ever feel that way. So I wanted to give you a virtual hug, and I'm so proud of you for hosting this. And any way I can, I will help you as much as I can. And when you asked me in a DM, I was just thrilled. And Damina is the one I made her like do you even use it? Your comp card? And she's like, gave me all the information. I was like, let me make a comp card. It went from like just making something a little simple, like having a space, to like really like creating a whole comp card for her, create a blog for her. I cut up snippets for her. I did a whole story. It was just, I feel so inspired with her story that, like this, I have a lot of content that I need to do, but some people give you such an inspiration that you don't want to stop to take a deep breath for a second, So that was how I felt when I heard your story, by the way. And I didn't want to stop until I finished what I was saying I was going to do, because I felt like the world needed to know. And I was glad because, you kind of like disappeared for a little bit, but I think you needed it. But and also I was glad that it also reborn you. We all need that. We need to forgive ourselves and then reborn and rejoice, right? We can't just hang on to something that doesn't work anymore and expect a different outcome. We got to redo, rejoin, and to be reborn, right? And reborn not to be, and it is a spiritual way, but also content. Anything you do, you need to feel like sometimes you need to like bring it all down, then reborn what you want to do. So, but I appreciate you. So let me go ahead and say hi to everyone. My name is Tanya Schultz. I am the president of the Association for Women in Communication, the South Florida chapter. We celebrate 114 years of women empowerment as of April 9th. So I'm thrilled about that. Maybe it's April 7th. I better look up the Wikipedia page. So FYI, it's really bad. I've been saying this for so long, I forget. But I've been the president since 2008. And the number one thing I always tell myself is always, if nothing's perfect, be real, be honest, and that's how people will appreciate you. So you make a mistake, you make a mistake. So one and like now, I totally forgot my women communication, how long we've been around, but we celebrate 114 years as of April. And so with that in mind, I'm an early adopter to Web 2. In 2007, I was the opportunity to learn about Second Life, Facebook, Twitter. In 2008, it was like, where do I go? Do I go to Second Life right away, or do I go to Facebook or Twitter? So I chose Web 2. Web 3 at the time for me, that was what Second Life was. It's just too much. I was there, but it was just too much going on. So early adopter, people thought it was kind of weird that I was all about, do you have a Facebook page? Do you have a Twitter account? Do you use social media? Back in 2007, 2008, no one believes in that. They were like, what the heck is that? I don't have that. So, I always believe that if you think outside the box, not everyone's going to believe you. Not everyone's going to want to drink the Kool-Aid with you, but the ones that do are the ones that's your tribe, your community, right? But if you just, and so along the way, I did
I want
lost
some of
a
that
lot of friends.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like my
You know?
my friends used to make that's like an inside scoop with my friends, because they'd be like, oh, all you do is just sit here and be on the computer. I'm like, yeah, come on, come drink the Kool-Aid. That's how I make all my friends. They drink the Kool-Aid. Some of them got too carried away with the Kool-Aid with being
And
on
I
social network.
remember Second Space. That is so
Yes,
crazy.
Second Life, you mean? Yeah, Second Life is
Second Life.
crazy.
What if we came across each other there and just don't really? Because I wasn't on
No,
there like as
I was a
consistent.
lurker.
Were
No,
you? I was kind of too.
I was a
I'm not
lurker.
even
I'm
lying.
horrible. You know what I did? I call myself Tanya Schism. Go look up Tanya Schism in Second Life. That's me. I thought because everything I say was schism, it was like an ism. Like I always had an ism moment, and my friends thought it was funny, and so I always like make a joke out of it. So it went, and then so I went as Tanya Schism. I didn't even dawn on me what the name could have become.
And I'm
Right?
glad that you mentioned the name of that site, because I've had the image in my head for so many years, but I couldn't remember the name of the site. I was like, what was the name of that one cool site I used to get on there? And I was like this cool little avatar, and people were talking, because before that I was on Pal Talk I was heavy on Pal Talk, but then I went over to Second Life because it was supposed to be like cooler. But I was kind of a lurker too. But I tried to join some
Well,
conversations.
there's a new version of Second Life. It's still around. Second Life's still around.
Is it? I had a feeling it was.
Yeah. Are you guys ready? Are we ready? I'm gonna like show you some of my thoughts and vision, and I'm building on it, and also time management, and also really about the stress aspect, because when it comes to stress, let's clear it all out real quick. As a content creator, I mean, I've been creating content since 2007. 2006 is when my organization, my No Aging PR, started. So I was more like trying to figure out how to brand, how to do it. And then all of a sudden just got this whole bug on creating content in the media, and like trying to understand what each platform does, which is kind of crazy too. But doing a lot of content, living online, sharing everything. Goal was to become a mayor of everything on Foursquare. Have my own little tribe of underground digital people. And at one time, my cloud score is what, so everybody, it was a thing at one time. You have a high cloud score. So a 99 is like the perfect score of anything. And if you're Facebook, it's like a 95. If you're Facebook, your cloud score is like a 95, 96 back then. Mine was a 76. So it's like, to get that high, that means that I was always constant pumping out content. I was a mayor of this. I was a mayor of that. I was trending on this platform. I was trending on this platform. So it's kind of like and as someone that's creating so much multimedia content all at once, and no one else was doing it, that was my thing. And it was like addiction was like you can trade one addiction into another addiction. So I went from like hanging out, drinking a lot of champagne, going to clubs and going to ultra fest and raving and all this stuff, to like just sitting behind a computer and figuring out all this content and how I want people to see the content, how I see the world to be. I literally lost a whole group of friends. So when you become a content creator, it's not like it's just, you're just sitting here looking on stuff to create content, right? Woo. I got paid for content creation, like, and actually I was cheap. I kill the market. I've had content creator come up and tell me, you kill the market. Because I always thought, like, that's a lot of freaking money for that content. I feel like, if you're going to, and I don't know, I just, had this whole, if you care, you share attitude of social network. But it's really just such a horrible way of thinking of it, because then you live in an environment that don't believe in capitalism, and capitalism that is built on social networks, right? Social network created, helps capitalism. It's not meant to be like, social network to me was an opportunity to speak to everyone from all across the pond, but also to create the community, the niche that you want to grow in, but also create your own income. Because when you start working all your life to be like your grandmother, your aunt, as time goes on, technology happens. It's not going to be the same. You're not going to, like I really I thought I was going to work for a company and retired with this little, I never thought that, in 2006, starting a company, that I would be still doing it to this day. So again, I don't make a lot of money, because I woke up with an epiphany today. Like my wealth is really my experience, right? I might not be driving a whole bunch of new cars or I have all this stuff, but the experience that my wealth has been like helping others and seeing them grow. So a lot of people I help have gone up to make a lot, do really, really well. So for me to sit there, like if I wanted to interview somebody, I can call them and they'll answer the phone for me, because I remember when they started. Then sometimes some won't, because they don't want to be reminded where they started, right? Which I don't anyway. But I always, and I had an epiphany, because I always try to like bring people together and try to create this whole marketplace, and this like during my birthday party kind of thing that I always do. And then like I was kind of like down on myself. And I think when it comes to content creation, you have to like realize there's also time, like some, like as a woman finishing up her menopause time, there's a time and schedule, and time is such a worth more money as you get older. So as a content creator, as when you're younger, you can make not as much as someone who's older, who's a content creator, but also you have to get stuff for your value. So if you're giving away all your content and then you kind of like get sad at yourself because you're not paying your bills because you're spending hours giving away free content, then you got to stop doing that too. So yes.
And I wanted to ask you a question because you do so much already, and I wanted to know how can how do you manage stress related to the changes in your personal life? Because as you said, you went from hanging out with your friends and, and then you went from hanging out with your online friends and your in real life friends kind of just like fell off because I guess they just couldn't get into it. How did you deal with that stress related to that change in your personal life?
Oh, but I really didn't lose those friends because my friends are not friends that I just met. My friends have been friends with me for 20, 30 years. So we might not talk to each other every single day. I'm not that kind of friend. If you need a friend that talks to you every single day and every moment of the day, I'm the wrong friend. I'm telling you, I'm a shitty ass friend. Friends are relationships, right? It's like being married. It's like, but it's also give and take. And like I'm always the giver, like because I've always believed, I think it really started from when I was younger. It's like if I do this for you, will you like me more because of my own insecurity? But then along the way, I just do it because being raised as a Buddhist, I always believe that you give without asking nothing in return. But also you got to have boundaries too. As a Buddhist, you can't like. I don't think Buddha taught us that. So we have to learn boundaries on everything that we do, and we have to also create those boundaries. So I think along the way, I didn't know that much boundaries. But I really still have my friends. And I just recently realized that because of the pandemic, because of me being online, because of me having to totally change the direction of my company where I want to be. But again, this is not my first rodeo, and this is not the first time I had to redo, restart, this is not the first time. This is not this, and it won't be the last time. But I think when you start putting that your own self expectation on yourself, that's how you get stressed out. And I've experienced that on myself. I've created those kind of stress moment in my life because I set those criteria. And when I realize at the end of the day, the time that I have, I need to manage it. I need to know what the outcome is. I can't throw something against the wall and expect beautiful art out of it. It's a wonderful idea. I used to do it in my 20s, my 30s, my 40s. I'm in my 50s now. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm not. And, and the Gen Xers, we tend to be quiet, but sometimes, we have to like, I don't know what it is. It's just recently I just had this whole awakening moment that like, do I sit and wait for it to go by or do I create more? So my epiphany today was, it's not a downfall of that I don't have where I'm at. I'm not sitting in a big office like I thought I needed when I was in my 20s, right? I had that in my 40s. I don't have a big office. I'm going to create a big office in my virtual world, my metaverse world. And that's one of the reasons why I got into metaverse. And it's one of the reasons why I love Web3. And all these times I've been on Twitter Spaces, it has always been my research. People are kind of like, oh, you do research. I get paid to research. I do. And I get paid to pitch. I get paid to create new ways to do things. I'm one of those blessed people that get a retainer and I get paid. And then when I meet with someone, depending on what their situation is how much I ask for my retainer. But again, it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't met like Louis, Vicky, yourself, even Cloud X. I mean, I remember talking to him when he first started. So again, we all are where we're at because of the people we connect, but not in real life and online. But why can't we have both at the same time? Like I always think about everything everywhere all at once. I feel that's me right now. I do, but in a different way. That's what metaverse is for everybody.
I like what you said when it comes to reducing your own expectation, because that can be a definite stress trigger when it comes to content creation. I just recently started doing that. And then I also had to realize that I was the issue, that I really wasn't doing enough and that I was expecting too much too soon. So reducing your expectations is definitely, I would say, a solution to reducing your stress as a content content creator, which
but who are you in competition with? That's the question that we should always ask ourselves.
exactly. And a lot of the times as a content creator, you are maybe even unconsciously comparing yourself to another content creator. I have literally found, once I realized I was doing that, I unfollowed that content creator. Not because I didn't like them,
Yeah. Hello?
but I had to snap myself out of it. Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you want to ask
So,
that, Cloud?
yeah, yeah. When you mentioned about I'm sorry if there's noise because I'm outside. So when you mentioned about reducing your expectations, I actually feel like it's not for me, from my perspective. I don't really think your focus should be on either reducing or increasing your expectations. I think it should be about you setting up a milestone that is achievable, that you think you can easily achieve. So it's like if you are trying to work towards something, probably you want to build something that's very big and going to be innovative and revolutionary. You have to break those things into units, break it into pieces, break it into different sections, different layers, then start working on those things from the least to the most. Then you start, picking it from working on the sections that are easier to get from. You even kind of like increase your expectation, but it's kind of going to be something that is measurable. Whatever it is you want to do, it has to be measurable. Then as time goes on, you increase those things you want to make sure that you achieve. You want to make sure that you get done probably within a week or two. Because I feel like personally myself, it's like I don't even think a content creator out there should focus on expectations, because nobody out there really cares about what you're doing until you push what you're doing into their face and let them know that I'm here to stay and I'm not going anywhere. So whatever it is you guys think about what I'm doing, I really don't care. I'm just here to share value with you guys, and I'm definitely going to show that with time you're going to identify and see value in what it is that I'm doing. I'm giving out to you guys. So it should be about you having measurable things you want to achieve. So whatever you want to achieve, you should be measurable. Break them into pieces, then you pick them one by one, get it done. Then from time to time, within a week, start working on it, start building, and within something you feel like you should achieve within a week. If you break it down into a month, you notice that you even get to even achieve more. The results will even be more than forcing yourself to get it done within a week. So I feel like that should be what a lot of content creators should do to kind of like help them reduce their stress. So expectations.
Are you still there, Cloud? I'm not too sure.
Should be like
Okay,
at
there you are.
zero. Shouldn't be what. I think. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, I think you might be rugging just a little bit, Cloud, but
Yeah.
I did hear majority of your message.
Yeah, my
Okay.
problem is I'm a non-linear thinker, and I don't take stuff for it. And I think that's what people call ADHD these days. I don't take drugs. Um, so I can go one tangent to the other, but I connect them all together. So I want to, I have this thing about being able to disseminate information as quick as fast. But as a content creator, I really don't create content in that sense. I just like think of something, I want to do it. So I have a magazine. I got my socialchats.net, social chats today. It's actually going to be my news website that's going to have all the latest news, because I have a whole new plugin and AI and all this stuff's going to be set into it. And then I got all these other plugins so that I have all these upcoming, one-day conferences, events that I'm building, developing. We're hybrids, meaning we're going to have events in person and in the metaverse. So I'm finishing on that. So it's like everything I ever wanted to have, I did it. Like I created it. I had all these websites. I mean, I have all these events websites. I have like what is called hemp camps, which is a one-day unconference talking about the full plant. There's a new update to the farm bill to get more people. That's a lot of awareness about that. I want to like have a metaverse. So I created this room. So it's just so that I can make unlimited environments, so you can make copies of it. And along the way, learning how to do all this stuff. I'm not even doing it. I have someone on retainer that I pay them to do this. So I'm just creating whatever I feel like. It's just like having my own Lego block, but actually creating it and having people walk in, And it's kind of cool to introduce it to people that actually was in the room listening to the conference, watching the video, the whole conversation and everything. Then now you're walking through the digital copy of this place. And so, just knowing so many people around me. So instead of me trying to say, hey, I'm going to go build all these places and call it here, I'm going to actually work on building my surrounding and have places, create locations where people can help each other, and I want to give away grants, meaning like my program will be able to help them pre-sell, share whatever project they're working on. Because I think people don't, there's a number one thing on any brand project you do. It's always good to have a publicist behind you, but then, it costs a lot of money to retain one. I'm going to be upfront with you. So it's kind of like, I feel like to be able to offer a platform, a place, and eventually I'll have all my different environments become my own metaverse, but it wouldn't be like a whole decentralized. It's more like a social chats, like metaverse studio where you build your own stuff, but we'd have stuff for you. So I want to be able to like offer an open source metaverse. I don't want to be like all sourced in and people be like, I want people to build from it. So again, there's a wish gene, the wish. I don't wish, I create, right? I think I create. I don't have time to even like, oh, can I afford this? I don't even think about money. I just do it, right? I don't even know how much it's going to cost, but I just do it. That's the mentality. Doesn't happen right away. It takes a lot of people slamming on my door, telling me I couldn't do it. I didn't know anything, and me just doing it, right? So now here we are in Web3. People, you might be like, oh my gosh, I've been, they call it grinding. I call it hustling. Apparently, hustling is a bad word. I call it just working and getting your stuff done. You're doing it. You have a timeline. You know what you're doing. You focus in it, and then you might get sidetracked, but then you got to pull yourself out of it, because if you want to finish and answer your why question, especially if your people are counting on you, you gotta like be focused on what you're doing. I catch myself, wandering off. So now I'm starting a new metaverse construction company. It's not like everybody else. I'm not trying to have an NFT project. I mean, I probably could, but I'm kind of like want to focus on one thing at a time. But I like to build fun virtual environment. It could be branded to the actual place, but I could take something. I took pictures of videos. I want to be able to create whatever, then have people walk around in it. Why can't I do that? Like I've seen houses that they have, in the 3D world that you can buy stuff off. It's like, I'm like, Jesus, you can buy a whole environment for like $300 or 200, depending what it is. But, you need people to be able to install it and stuff. So I could do that too, like there's like a whole world. Like it's so incredible. People think
It
like, oh,
is.
this,
It
like,
really is. It's incredible. And I haven't had a chance to look at your the space that you have created for construction. Is this for construction of metaverse spaces or
yeah,
in
my
real life
company,
construction? Oh, okay.
it's actually a new type of niche in the Web3. You got the builders, which is, you got builders, right? There's different types of builders. You can be a scenic builder, like I'm going to be, more like building scenics, just scenics, or actual wearable items in the metaverse, which is part of the AR. Isn't that? And then my builder is like, that's not my thing. I like it because, I love building AR. I think it's fun. So I do it as a hobby, not to like make money off of it. I just think of it. I'm thinking like how we.
Oh, construction, like even like clothing, like
Yeah,
t-shirts.
those are the
Oh,
wearable
sweet.
builders.
You know what? I actually uh and I'm still learning, but you know how we are. We love this. We love this world. We love playing with the software and seeing what it can do. And I went over to Roblox and I utilized some other software, that free software that allowed for me to make t-shirts for each single that I came out with and just put the artwork on the t-shirt. And that's another way to market and say, hey guys, if you guys are, playing Roblox, you can go over and become my friend, go to my Roblox store and purchase my new t-shirt to my new single. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I'm so that is amazing. Like I haven't seen it, but please send it if you can when
Yeah,
after
yeah. No,
we're done
we can,
here.
after this, I'll email it to you. We can go sit. It is just an educational conference. Like, you go to a conference, you sit and listen to a talk speaker, and there's
Exactly.
tables in the back where people like sit around a circle table. They want to talk, and then there's like a section where you can put alcohol and food, and it's like a bar area. So that's all it is. It's just, and then a big projector screen. We're still looking for a better platform, and at the rate I'm going, I need to just build my own on open source, and then connect with other app builders, like help them with that. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like you got to find places you trust, because you got to download the app. So right now I'm using Spatial, Spatial.io, and then there's also Sansar, which is part of Second Life. They're owned by Linden Labs. I'm still working with them. I'm trying to stay away from VR platform because it's not everyone can afford it. I think create a platform where people use their mobile phone. They can't run around too much, but they can tap a chair and sit and listen and watch. And if they want to talk to someone, they can just have them come sit next to them in a chair. Vicky and I do it. We've been meeting in there quite a bit. I want to host my meetings in there. To me, that's just much more of a comfortable place. I'm not trying to like sell anything in that sense. My goal is to like have connection, but I got to be careful with my time. So if there's a project, someone wants to teach something, they got to come up with a program with me, either rent out the space where I can create the ticket pricing and all this stuff for them, because I'm developing that, have it on a calendar on my website. The website will be connected to a place where people can go and see the upcoming shows or education and stuff. And they can take, virtual online courses, because I'll have the plugin to teach. I come from a time where I'm applying everything I ever learned to do. Right. I'm going to do everything I wanted to do. So I know that I can turn around and create online courses, because I did it for doctors. Doctors got CMEs from my courses. I took what they gave me, and then I create these courses from them. And I even have the quizzes. So I'm going to do the same thing. And this will be mine. And then whoever has a book and things. So we're not here to try to like sell things to people. We have to make this special in a way. This is old school. I know people hate this word capitalism, but if you play smart, I come from old school, meaning I work for Toshiba. Yeah, but I work for Saks Avenue. Okay, where's a total bar game, and people. I sold $1,000 cream de la mer. I sold it for $1,000. Right? People bought it. They didn't buy it right then and there. We pre-sold it because they had to buy it and then they get a gift. That's a gift with purchase or purchase with purchase. So now I woke up one day and I said, why can't my our authors and, I'm Graciela and I are hanging out, we're talking. I'm like, and then I got Louis too, and I'm like, why can't we pre-sell their work? Why can't we get? And then I'm like, I have this platform right here I built. Why can't I just create something that people can buy? Either I manage it, I run the press release, I do everything for them. I do everything. That's just like what I used to do for the doctors. I make a percentage and I split with them, or I rent them out the space and then let them use the platform for a special price and do it that way. So it just all depends. You can do it like, the VIP pure gold, where you get the press release, you do all this stuff and you get it all distributed, and it's a lot inexpensive investment for an author to do a metaverse marketing AI conversation with me, because we're utilizing all things Web3 to create that brand. And for me, it's kind of like I get to add that to my things that I've done, but also being able to say, hey, as a researcher, it took me from 2021 to now to research ways to market in Web3. I'm not an NFT artist, not anything. I'm just learning how people are going to invest, their time. Why would they get this? And then I look back. I'm gonna find a picture where I have Francois Nars's book. So Francois Nars is the founder of Nars Cosmetic. I'm like the second makeup artist that worked for him in 1996. So there was two Saks stores, Saks Boca Raton and Saks San Francisco. I'm the one in Boca Raton. So I flew up to New York for his book signing. It's called X-Ray. I looked it up. It's worth a lot of money, by the way. But before it even got printed, because I didn't even dawn on me, he printed up like only a few. And we did a party. We did one in Miami. We did a party in all the clubs. He showed up. He signed for it. No, actually he went to Miami. We had a party at one of the big nightclub, and we rented out this whole VIP section, and he showed up. We had all these media people, and the book wasn't even published yet. He just had a few printed up, and he signed it, and I'm like, why can't we do that kind of stuff for now in the virtual world? Why can't we just like release something tiny, even just a snippet or something, and then sign it? I mean, but you invite them to a metaverse, they hear the story, they hear the reason why, and we keep it in a way that's not what they see or whatever. It's really how they feel, and it's catered toward around what the whole event's about. So I see it that way. I see that people are going to invest and pre-sell knowing, and the thing is, you don't charge their credit card right then and there. We don't charge anything in Saks. We don't charge anything until the day of the Fifth Avenue. They get special points. So nothing is charged until the day of. And then that's how, like for me, I sold $21,000 worth of makeup in one day in Naples, Saks during one of my, my last big event too. I got in the car accident before that. So I'm just telling you, if you plan it properly, you know your people, you market, you talk to them, you do it together. They call it crowdsourcing, crowdfunding, whatever you want to call it. But why do we give money to third parties where we can control the creative ways it's distributed? That's where most creators need to understand. They want everything, but they can't quite understand that. Well, what if instead of I will put it on Amazon eventually, right? But what if I went to Hulu or like one of those, self-published one and have it all done already? Like I have a software actually that I was just telling Graciela about. I was like, yeah, I have a software that could build all this stuff for you. So like if you were able to build all that, have it such a like only publish, only print up like certain amount, like I don't know, the first 30 people get this, because all they need to do is just take a picture of it and share with their friend and use the hashtag. But they get this, and plus they get to meet her in the metaverse. She would sign it for them and have it shipped for them. They're one of the first 30 people to do that. That's called utility VIP all the way, because they get to meet the person who creates this content. They get to understand the content they're purchasing before anyone else. Louis Vuitton does it with their handbags. All these makeup companies does. Everyone does it. Why are we not doing it in the Web3? You're not doing anything. You don't ring anything up into the launch. It's about creating conversation and getting people to be part of that conversation is the key. And I think that's where we're missing the boat. So I want to be that person. I want to be the one that bridge all that connection to everybody. I want people to like pay me to do that for them. I already built a machine already. I got the system. I got everything. I just need people that like believe what I'm gonna do it, because we're not just going to say I have an event. We're going to publish press release. We're going to put it out all the social network. We put it on all bookmarking sites. We do it all at once. We create a podcast. We create all kind of stuff. So when the day of the launch, they search your name, it's everywhere, because that's the whole idea, right? But that's where I feel like a lot of us are missing the boat on that. And I want to be able to bridge that and say you can do that. So I went
Wow.
on.
That
That's how
those,
I see it, as the need of now.
you know what? I would have never thought of it. I would have never thought of it. And now that you say that, I could see I could see why your profit margin was so large, because that's a genius idea. Why not? Yeah, why not? And
So I mean,
be
like,
that
why not?
early adopter, and that would literally set a whole, I don't even want to call it a trend.
Like I
That's like a
I
whole
pay for like
movement.
tools that you don't even want to know. Like I pay for a tool that does create all these documents and forms, and then you can embed your own PayPal into it, and then you can embed that into your website so that people can just literally go to your website and pre-order, and they don't get and they can actually fill out the information, they agreed upon it, but you tell them that we're not going to charge your card into on this date. So they can either pre-order that way, or they can go ahead and pay for it. They can get an extra gift, the thank you note or something. Is giving people that extra feeling with a white glove, right? White glove. So did you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I love the way, because she's already stated she's answering questions while she's talking. If you guys are listening, she's answering questions that I haven't even had the chance to ask. task. Like, you know, as far as like reducing your stress as a content creator, she's delegating tasks to others whenever possible. She has software to delegate tasks to. She takes days off when necessary. She spends time with her families and friends. Um, and she also has created a supportive and positive work environment. Um, she also, I see that she knows how to set boundaries around work and personal life, knowing how to say no when necessary because she values her time. And she, you've never heard her once compare herself to others, so she avoids doing that. And um, I can imagine that she's keeping some type of a journal or a track, and to reflect on her progress because of
I
the amount
don't.
of work that
I
she's
don't.
doing.
It's my
Do you?
phone. It's my phone and my pictures.
Yeah, I mean
It reminds me.
that's still like a journal, right? And it allows for you to track and reflect on your progress because you do so much.
But I don't though. You know what it is? I think once you build a system, it's really the system. You wake up, you know that you can't be touching technology 24 hours a day because it's not healthy. You know that you got to go out and touch the ground, stretch the floor, stretch everything because
Right, exactly.
you
Touch
know,
the ground for sure.
you
Put your
can't.
feet
So
in the
for
grass a little bit, wiggle your toes, right?
and you got to like stop worrying about what other people say or think. Like I used to like, oh God, I have to go get my tune up, my Botox. I mean, like I had all this stuff. Like, and then I got to the point that I got so passionate about building something and understanding how things work. It's kind of like I don't really see anyone right now. And if I did, if they have a problem with the way I look at the moment because I didn't go, got my peel and got all my stuff together. It's like at the end of the day, I don't care about that. It's like I really don't care. I used to. I used to care quite a bit. Now I'm kind of like, I don't care because I think my action, what I'm doing, speaks for itself. I don't. When you worry so much about how other people might think or perceive you as, you miss out a lot of other things that you should be grateful for.
That's key. I love when you said just don't really pay attention to what people are saying because those outsiders, they don't know your system. She has a system in place.
Oh,
She
I got a
knows.
lot of system.
She has plural
No, I spend all
systems.
my money on apps. Actually, I'm like the queen of testing apps. I get all the beta tester. Back in the day when you have a high cloud score, all these companies they would market to this your cloud score is cloud. I think it's cloud.com or something like that. So all these like social media people, we were like, this is back in 2008, 2009. Well, I was like, oh my God, we got to get this. And they give us like free McDonald's coupon food that, I used to give it to everybody else and give us all the free opportunity. Like I was the first one to sign up for Hootsuite. Like they were brand new. It was free. I was like, I used it for everything. It was awesome. There was a lot, like, again, when you get to try everything before anyone else does, you get a great opportunity. You get to see a lot of different things. But the thing with this is that you eventually figure which one works and you need to learn to get rid of them. Because at the end of the day, it's like makeup. They're not collectibles. You can't use them. I have
Mm.
technology too. I mean, I love having certain things. I think it's great. I could be wrong on this on certain things, but certain things I feel like I'm started over cluttered. And so and I'm at that point where just life is about how you make other people feel at the moment in time. And then when they look back, it's the pictures are wonderful, but the pictures and videos should inspire the memory of how you made them feel. That's how what I think about content creating.
And you just really hit the nail on the head on you actually twice when you said it's all about how you make people feel, but all about really finding what works for you and your particular brand and what direction you're going in. Because I had someone ask me a question the other day if I used a particular platform, and I don't because I realized that it didn't work for me. And although it's geared towards music, it didn't work. I was like, why am I even here? I'm already stretching myself between, these other 2 or 3 social media platforms. I don't need this. So I deleted my account. It doesn't work for me. I'm learning what works and what doesn't. So you hit the nail on the head there. I just had
Well,
to
you
chime in.
you gave yourself boundaries. So, and I told you, you're like one of the first people. I still never got that fixed, by the way, the music NFT concert. Because, the meaning should popped in when I used to throw NFT concert, music NFT concerts with my old partner. So we had NFT music radio, and then we do like once a week. We had a concert, Friday or Sunday. It was crazy. I mean, and I made all the promo video and stuff. So she popped in, and so I just, I enjoy that. I really love creating that kind of content. So at the time, we weren't so busy myself. So I just started this whole, I want to start doing concerts at least once a month on Twitter Spaces. But then they made me as a bot, so I couldn't really do anything. Someone reported me or something. Now they're saying, okay, so now it's not even worth it. But the meaning, and filled out the form. She trusts me. She filled out my form because I was testing out this new platform, being able to embed it into it. I was testing out Google domain and all that stuff. And she went and did all that for me. And I really appreciate her for filling out that info and believing in it. And so when my first concert, she's going to be the one performing because she was the first one to fill out the form, like you always remember the first person that fills out the form.
Oh, wow. You know what? I think what it was, and what really made me believe in your direction, in your vision, was I could relate to your story. Not only that, I was inspired by the way that you were moving. I was like, and excuse my language, y'all, I'm just a little hood, but I was like, damn, this woman is bad. I'm going where she's going. Wherever she's at, I'm at. So that's when you notice if you're in a space, I'm like, shit, let me slide over here. Let me see what they're talking about. Because if Tanya is in the room, they're talking about something. I'm going to learn something. I'm going to meet someone. I'm going to make a connection. Something great is going to happen. And that in my head, my mind space, that's kind of where it was at. So when she said, "Oh, I'm throwing a concert," and oh, really? Sign me up. No hesitation, because it's her, and her name
Oh,
is in
we're doing it. We're doing it. I'm gonna now. Don't worry, we're doing it. I became like, you don't want to know. Now that I can do anything, I just feel like, oh my god, I want to have it this way, that way, this way. I've literally like stumbled through worlds and falling off the cliff everywhere on people's platform and learning how to use it and stuff. And it's like I'm trying to figure out a way to create a studio for myself and for all my co-hosts to use and everyone to use it, but also be able to have a concert for the celebration of 13 years. So that's the whole idea, and then be able, like, I love throwing raves and the whole feeling. And I just remember going to a rave that was at a fairground, and DJs and all the different people. And I'm like, why can't I make that feeling happen again? I can with the metaverse. I can make a whole thing, make a whole multiverse based on that whole experience of my life, And so just in case one day if I forget anything, I can go visit my multiverse and walk around and feel that way. And again, that's another therapy for the elderly too. You think about it, you build multiverse for their memories of what they experience, and they get to walk around in it. I just that's what makes me excited about the direction I'm going. I'm not just building something to build something. I'm building something where people can inspire and grow. And it's not just me creating the motiverse. I like for you to have your own motiverse that you built because I'm able to provide the system for you to use. That's all I care about. It's not about me building everybody's because I don't have the time or the money or the time. But if I have a system and I can help you, and I'd be like, okay, this is where you need to go. This is what you need to do. Oh, okay, how much money we need to create? Okay, we're going to crowdfund and get this much money. We'll tell the people that you'll build this for them if they donate this, and this. And we crowdfund, we get the money you need to build your metaverse or your multiverse. And then you use that as your offense, how you make money. So this whole project I got going on right now with the conference room education, that is meant because I used to create educational classes and courses and stuff for doctors. I wanted this for my age reversal longevity researchers that want to raise awareness about their project and let people know and be able to put all this in a blockchain. That's all I focus on. But then I was like hanging out with Graciela and then doing her press release for her book, and I did it because I was like, oh, and I just like, wow, why don't I do it this way and that way? And if we did it this, it just all came together just by working on someone else's. And I did it because I wanted to inspire her to keep going to doing what she's doing, because she's doing great things for other people. And when you inspire other people to help other people, it's a much better experience. So that's what I want to do. I want to inspire people to build their own motiverse. And when I said in a meeting, somebody goes, "Oh, it's going to cost you $40,000 to do this, and we need $20,000 down." I'm like, "What crack are you on?" I'm not paying you that much money. So
I just want to chime in really quickly. I just noticed something, and this is beautiful. She's doing the feelings, and that okay, let me get my words together, because I just realized something incredible about her. What she's doing in the metaverse, the spaces that she's creating to allow people to express their feelings and emotions, right? To have this grand experience. It's the same thing that people are doing with their music. It's inspiring people. It's inspiring people to do what it is they love, or inspiring them to even walk down memory lane for a second. That's incredible. That I just had to put that out there. That's what she's doing. At least a, a driblet of what she's doing. I'm going to call it a driblet. Because she's doing so much more than that.
I appreciate you saying that, because it's so important to people to believe in what they're doing. We didn't wake up and all of a sudden we're here. It took us, all of us, a different journey, a different way. We crawled, dig, or the door was open to us, or we kicked the door down. But we all got where we're at today, and we're in this space today. And what do I want to give at this moment in time is that all I can give is my memories, my education, everything I've learned, my experiences. And I feel like I hope that I start a trend where we do the same, where we learn from other people. So like when I meet people, I love listening to their experiences, but then it gives me like this inspiration before my own experiences. And so listening to other people's experience, I've sat in phone calls with someone and I don't ever met the person. I just started crying because I could feel their experiences. And maybe because I'm an empath, like that's what Graciela talks about. But I feel like, the experiences I have, if I don't share it to the world, it would be a loss if I forgot about it. It would be great if I'm able to create it and then be able for people to use it. And then if they think about it down the road, they realize, oh, I got here because she and I sat and talked about this, and we got here together, and we did this together. It's like, it's a kind of experience that you wish for your own children, but that your parents and your great parents wish that they had for themselves. So I think that's the kind of legacy and thoughts, concept that I want people to think. And stress, yes, we're all going to have good stress and bad stress, but if we take care of ourselves, your health is your wealth. You take care of yourself. You focus on what things are doing. If you feel you're doing too much of something, you need to walk away. It's okay. And if you don't show up at every single space, it's okay. The most important part is do something that makes your brain buzz and happiness, that gives you euphoria. If you feel like you're sad and you're depressed, go sit underneath a tree and write down 10 things that you have gratitude for. Be happy with 3 things, or even 1 thing. Just have 1 thing that you're grateful for. I think that moment, and then just take a deep breath and breathe out. And just, even if it takes 1 minute, it's going to hit your brain. So it can switch something off and on. And I hope that message helped a lot, because can't be everything for everybody. We can only be for ourselves. And, learning to be within ourselves and just loving what we got in those walls is the key. But then, I have, no happy boys here, and we're like talking and sharing, and I'm having that whole I want to hug everyone moment. But hi, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on? Sorry, that's my fault.
And then
I should
Graciela.
have been a little bit more attentive to the people that want to speak. Thank you guys so much for coming. It's just, we have so much fun when we get together, and we're just excited and passionate about what it is that we're bringing to the spaces. So please feel free to raise your hand, come on up and speak. This is your space too. Yes, Gracie.
Oh yeah, it's Graciela. Hi. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be able to be here to hear all of this. Tanya is on fire, isn't it? Isn't she? Like, oh my gosh, I just love it so much. And I do have some questions about this space, but I know her and I are going to discuss them later. And I'm so excited for our event in April. It's going to be my birthday.
Oh snap! Your birthday is in April. What day?
26. My child is on the 27th. A ton of people here have birthdays in April. Well, I mean, we all have birthdays every time. It's just yeah, I'm excited. What, are you an April baby too?
I am not, but my youngest daughter is. Her birthday is on the 23rd, and she just delivered her very first baby, which made me, I graduated, guys. I am now a grandmother. Oh my God.
Congratulations. Oh my God. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I don't want to take the spotlight away though. I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, no, we're like family. Stop. Stop. That's exciting. Why didn't you say anything to me?
I wanted to wait. It just kind of came out. I was gonna tell you off the live, but when she mentioned April, it made me think about my daughter. Her birthday's on the 23rd, and she's so excited because she's turning 18. She's like, I'm turning 18, and so. But yeah, she just had her first baby, and I'm just I'm in a world of happiness. I'm gonna freaking cry. Are you kidding me? I'm so happy.
I'm so grateful to be able to be that you shared it with us. I'm so happy for you. It's wonderful. Hey, Vicky. I see your mic is open. Vicky's my friend from the UK. You know, something's weird about the UK, by the way. Vicky, I'll DM you because I tried to get a hold of you through where we would say we were going to call each other on, and it wouldn't let me. It's so crazy. So we'll talk about it. But
I
no, so
see you, Vicky. Hi, Vicky. I love your hair.
it's having a mic issue.
Oh wait, let me
Yeah,
try to because
you have to leave and come back.
Oh, okay.
So Graciela and I was like talking, and like I have this epiphany. Like I need to be more time management. I got this environment. I want to have other environments, but I want to make some money off of this one environment in a sense that also have it kind of like a place for people and educator and be able to utilize this space with me. And, so I'm trying to write up a whole program contract because I don't like if I put my name behind this, it has to happen. I can't like put, raise money and then not have the actual product. So I can't just have anybody come join, be part of this. It has to be a way that, because I'm going to have doctors there. I'm going to have to create classes for, for CMEs. And then, but the thing is, I can create unlimited based on the account settings. So anywhere I want to take my environment, I can, that's one thing nice about this because it's set up for education. And then if I want to do a panel discussion, I'll probably make another one with some chairs in the front. So this way be more of a panel discussion thing. That's fine too. But at the end of the day, I was just telling Graciela, I'm like, I can sit here and say all kind of stuff, but I would do something with you, but in return, you would have to do something for me. And she's like, what? I was like, well, you have to pre-sell your book the way I want to do it. And they have to come to the metaverse to talk to you, meet you, and it has to be part of the pre-sale project. It can't be like, and then, you can't charge the credit card until the day of, but they have to agree upon.
I already have the musician that's going to be playing his beats. We don't need no DJ or playlist. I have him.
No, but I'm talking about the whole event itself. Like, I feel like.
Yes, everybody in the metaverse. That's the whole.
Yeah, but also you can do it like, you can have shifts too. Different time, different thing. Because, it's kind of cool because I was thinking like the books and all the poems and everything, like if you can create one simple one, like even make it into, I guess you can ask ePodcaster, I guess Hive blockchain is good too. But it'd be kind of cool to have your own NFT too. because eventually you should be tokenizing it. But I thought it'd be really neat to have all your books and some that's coming soon on the walls, because it's kind of like you want people to go to something about you, but storytelling. So all those walls are empty where I'm at, because I want people to like imagine having your video, but also imagine being able to have all your stuff that you want to do in the future and have it set up as a pre-selling, meaning people can either buy a token into your project, or they can just buy into the not buy into, but like, sign up for a buy and put a retainer. I would say buy, because what you're offering is just worth more. And that event, that pre-selling people going, because then you can take that as an event in itself. It comes with a book, but you can like submit it to all these event places online. Did you know that? It's
I
kind of
mean,
like,
I lose track of all the things I don't know until you mention them.
no,
Seriously.
there's a is it Fever? I think I was telling the girls to use it. It's like you can if you create an experience as an event and sell it on there, and then you can like they can promote it and stuff like that. It's like kind of things that people are looking to do together, but not realizing know how to do it. And if you're able to offer that type of experiential marketing, that would be so cool.
Yeah, we need to make we need to market this opportunity everywhere. Anyway, I'm trying to drag my child out of the park, and as soon as I get in the car, I will lose signal. But if you're still live by the time I get home in about 15 minutes, I'll be back. I love you, Tanya, Vicky,
Love you
everyone.
too, baby. Talk to you later. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so I am yes, the mic is yours.
Hello. Sorry about that. My name is Christian Diaz. Tanya, your idea sounds incredible. And especially the way you articulate it. Uh, Two things. I'm sorry if anyone mentioned anything to me. I was just in a meeting. But now I'm off. I'm on my break. And then two, the Mass Sapien. Thank you for letting me join. I see that you have Yugi as your profile picture, which is leading me to like the content creation phase, because little content, little context. Sorry if I'm out of breath. I just ran up my stairs. But so I have a podcast called Not Happy. On the Not Happy broadcast, I just talk to people. I believe that there's two steps to happiness. Figure out what the problem is and then take it a day at a time. I believe that, being not happy is just a moment in time. Like, there are things that make you upset, but ultimately you meet people that become not happy as a person. So like that becomes them, and it's long periods, and that's depression. And so I kind of want to change the context of that. I have that down pat. On the flip side, I really love Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's something that as a like that was helping me during my recovery about 3 years ago. I was definitely addicted uh to cocaine, pills, alcohol, just bad times. But I found community, and I was able to kind of like get in a much better space. So I'm 3 years sober off all of that. But it's been a great journey, and I want to get into Yu-Gi-Oh content creation. But it stresses me out because I don't know, like, the podcast came so easy, but this is making me think about, like, well, how do I go about doing this? Do I want to teach people how to play? Do I want to play against people? Like, do I want to get competitive? So I just wanted your thoughts on, if you maybe have any experience and, maybe making
Oh my God, I can
videos.
totally tell you. I can't believe you asked me this question. I did a whole thing about gaming and different things. Well, my interns did actually before the pandemic. So there's this thing called broadcasters. There's broadcasters in gaming. Why don't you do that? That's like a perfect thing to do. Then you can make a podcast about it, but then you can kill two birds with one stone almost. And they make good money. It's kind of like a Howard Stern, like you just sit here and talk about the different game, who's gaming, and then you can even interview them. I mean, the sky's your limit. Like the gift of gab it's your shield, babe. This is your tool. Work it.
Tanya, I'm glad that you said that. I really appreciate it. I was just watching. What really got me into the idea of ultimately streaming or doing something in this capacity is I love the game. But if you go on YouTube and you type in, like, let's say the YCS tournament, the most latest championship, playing in person, it's like the commentary is not as interesting, let's say. And I feel like that does a disservice to the game because half of the time, even if you don't know, like, let's say what's going on, a good commentator keeps you informed, keeps you in there. So I was like, what would be the best way to get into a broadcasting position? And so now that you just mentioned it, I probably shouldn't think of a new formula, but maybe just do what I already do, but with a new topic. That's very interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, just do it. What's the worst thing it could be? Find some of the gamers that you can like have them be your co-host. Do some Twitter spaces, kind of like get yourself going. Talk a little bit about some of the gaming stuff. Reach out to some of the engines, see who wants to get involved, because I did a whole what I did was I wasn't really into gaming, but I had young Zoomers that like I wanted to keep them motivated because I was an ad agency, so we want to create content, but I didn't want to like be like that boring ass boss and go, hey, you need to talk about longevity and anti-aging to like 21, 22 year olds, which I've never thought about aging once, and they're like trying to learn about hormones and Botox and stuff like that. So on the flip side, I was like, I want to do some conferences, but I want to learn about something, and I want them to be like, so they all were gamers. I had like 6 kids. They all were gamers. They were all like loved talking about this game, that game. So I got like Facebook esports thing, and then I just started. I made them do me create a spreadsheet. So we sat around like a round robin, did a whole spreadsheet about gaming. And the notice thing I remember is like because I'm a live streamer, and I was like, oh, the broadcasters make great money, but how do broadcasters become good broadcaster, right? But if you're already doing your own podcast, you can just create another one, but with a twist though. Do it on Twitter Spaces and stuff, and then make that. What I do is I do it everything on Twitter Spaces. I live stream. I share the screen of Twitter Spaces. I live stream using StreamYard. I connect all my social network to it. When I have time now with StreamYard, you can make a minute sports shorts or reels. So I'll listen to something. It's just to have links. The whole goal in life is that stop focusing how many people see your stuff. Focus on more about how many good links am I putting out there. Really good, true links. Like, so you focus on the linking, like what the internet was meant to be, and create that good foundation so that no matter what happens, you have foundation to go on and people trust you and they believe in you. This whole thing of people getting like, I want to be viral, I want to be viral. That's where we have a problem with. But that's what I would do, and then just have like all these different. Oh my god, I had we write about all kind of stuff, and just whatever you feel like. And then if you want, I'll give you my email. I'll give you an AI. You might want an AI key. I'll give you a key for an AI. You can just. It's called Jounce.ai. I'm a beta tester, so I have a key. It's free. It's really cool. You can ask it to write a blog for you. It writes a blog based on the keywords that you're asking it for. Yesterday, I was teaching one of my. He's a boomer actually. I took his old ass. I'm talking about old podcast from like 12 years ago or something like that. From when I first started into like I made it look like 2023 and I gave he was learning how to use ChatGPT, but he didn't quite understand it. But I gave him Jasper. I told him I got Jasper and I got Jounce.ai, but Jounce is free because it's in beta testing. So let you use it. It has AI pictures, all kind of stuff. So I'll be happy to give everyone a key in their space, so this way you can use it, and then it's free and you can create your own content and go from there. And
Heck
it even
yeah.
helps you write out
I'm
a whole
always down.
program for your YouTube channel. It does it for your YouTube too. It does everything you can imagine. Write a press release. It does it for too.
And I just wanted to respond to Not That Happy. I am obsessed with Yu-Gi-Oh. I love him. I think and just to kind of chime in on the whole gaming aspect of things, I came across the Yu-Gi-Oh! What what I thought was a cartoon, but it's an anime. But I came across that in my late teens, and what drew me in was the whole third eye thing, because at the time I was associated with a woman that a prophet told me that I would meet, and I met her, and she gave me all of this information about universal theocentrics, and I was really deep into that. And so when I saw Yu-Gi-Oh, I was just like, oh, this is not the normal cartoon, this is something special. So I started to watch it, and it really, um, on the side of just being entertaining, they had a lot of different messages in it that were similar to universal theocentrics. So, and then just throughout the years, I just always had a love for the character Yu-Gi-Oh. There's Yugi, which is just this
Why don't
very
you reach out
nice.
to them and see if they come do a space with you?
What? Wait, what?
I mean, you're talking about a game, right? Ask the game developer who created the game.
Oh wow! Oh snap!
Why not?
Unfortunately, he passed away. I think it was 3-4 months ago.
Did he? Oh my god! I
Yeah,
didn't even know.
yeah. He was he drowned rescuing a child,
Aw.
or I think it was a child or a family of three. Him and
Oh, I
like
remember
one,
that story.
yeah,
Oh,
him and one Japanese Coast Guard lost his life as well. But
Oh my
that was a tough
god!
day.
I
I'm so
remember that
like,
story.
I had no freaking idea, but yeah.
Who else would you want to like? I would find the top player, the newest player, the woman player. I would find different players to try to get on your show, so that you
You
can
know
talk.
what?
Create your own
That
little
is a
community.
great idea. That's a fantastic
Even
idea.
have a Twitter space celebrating the founder.
Huh.
Has anyone done that for him? I mean, you guys should
Interesting.
be
I
like
don't think
host
I
and
don't
co-host
think
together.
so. Yeah, I don't think I haven't seen anything or heard anything of that sort. That would be like pretty darn
If you guys do it, I'll co-host, so the three of us can do it, and I'll live stream it. But I think that would be cool. If you take the lead and make it just vibes episode, I think that would be good.
I'm gonna dig and do some research and um find some of the top players that would be interested, and then I'll reach out to you and let you know what's going on with that, and then we could set up, one of the days, Thursday, Friday, or Sunday at the same time. That's a fantastic idea. I would have never thought of it. I would have never thought.
I'm telling you, whatever you want to do, just freaking figure out who's the communication director, the founder, anybody. Just reach out to them, tweet out to them. At least you have a screenshot of your tweet. Like it's so important. That's what social network was founded for real time people to reach out to real brand to say, I love you, I hate you, I want you, I whatever you. But you have to have the ability to do that and then create your own content this way. This way, when it comes to stress, the stress is what you want to put into it. And then you enjoy your good stress is also good too. But the whole goal with digital media is that's the original goal. If you care, you share, right? But it has to enhance you, help you, not to create trauma or drama for you, right? And so that's what we're doing. We're trying to we're eating off of trauma and drama, creating it than it is for us to like, see beautiful art and hear beautiful music and listen to people talk about beautiful music. And all we can do is listen and talk to like music from the 60s and the 70s, the 80s and 90s. But hey, let's hear some more about the Web3 people, the NFT music artists. I see iHeartRadio, the future will be the NFT musicians are going to be the ones that are going to be kicking, because they're going to create a tool where the people who are doing great right now in the Web 2, they're like, oh, they're going to go, wow, I've never heard that. Like, oh, I should do that too. And then everyone has to start somewhere. So at the end of the day, if you're here first, you put your stake down first. You're the first creator, and then have parties based around that. But I really see the future of music NFTs and the film and pictures and the creator model. It's going to be owned by the creators, not by the brand. And that's why we got to stop giving the stuff away. We gotta like be a little bit more thoughtful. Like everyone is like on Substack. Everyone's on this paid stuff. Like, oh my gosh, we need to stop giving stuff away. I think that's what I need to stop doing myself, saying it. But I feel like we need to, like, as a community.
Exactly. You just hit the nail on the head. I really came to that conclusion. I think maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. I was like, you know what? I'm not giving my stuff away anymore. That's not where it's at. I'm realizing my value now. I'm realizing my worth. I'm worth more than that. Yeah, I agree. Oh, and to finish what I was saying about the Yu-Gi-Oh story, I could relate to him because he's one way when he's with his friends. He's just, he's a nice person, always thinking of his friends, always there to spend time with friends and family. Just that trusted friend, that mentor that you can always talk to. But when it's time to defend his family and his friends or stand up for what he believes in, he turns into Yu-Gi-Oh. And I was just like, oh yeah, that's it. That's me. That's me right there. That's my story, So because he got bullied as Yugi. If you know the story, he did get bullied. And there were some kids that came along that helped him with the bullies. They became friends. And then one day his friends were getting bullied and he stood up to them, even though, he got pushed on the ground, but he stood up for them. And his friends realized, like, wow, you're really for us. And I was like, this is me, bro. This is my story. Somebody has taken my life and turned it into a cartoon. What's happening here? But yeah, that's kind of where my love for Yu-Gi-Oh has come from. And I promise you, I have only 3 cards from the Yu-Gi-Oh collection. I have Exodia, which is, well, from the first season, the most powerful monster in the deck. I have the LOB version of his head, which is incredible. And I don't have nothing else that says Yu-Gi-Oh in my possession. But if someone were to send me something that says Yu-Gi-Oh on it, I would cry. That's how much I love Yu-Gi-Oh. I just wanted to put that out there, I love Yu-Gi-Oh so much. So I can relate. I can relate to you not that happy for sure.
2:33. I have to run in to show my space. I'm gonna send you my link to walk into it. You can use it from your phone. I'm in Spatio right now. I have to meet somebody to show them the classroom, the conference room, just to see. And so I have to I have to get going. I feel bad because I
So
changed.
yeah, because we were going to only host this space for an hour, but the conversation was so good. I said, I'm going to let it go to the max and then we'll just end it there. So she's got to go because, of course, as we very well know, this woman is extremely busy. She's always got her hands in something. And that's what I love about her. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us, your knowledge with us, your wisdom. You've been dropping jewels. I will wait for you to send that information over. And I do still have access to my social chats um, uh, PR. I don't know if I have access to that card, so you may have to send that to me.
Yeah, I can resend it to you.
Yeah, please. It may have got lost in the shuffle.
Thank you so much for just chatting with me, and kind of like I got a chance to unplug a little bit. But to get more information about me, you can either follow me and I'll follow you back, and DM, so we can DM each other back and forth. I'm always looking for new stories to cover. I'm always looking for new writers to work with. I'm always looking for new people to create content and create an experience with, because I'm into experiential marketing. So if you have any new projects or a launch you need to talk, or you just want consultation, I'm available. So again, I appreciate everyone for being here. You can go to socialchats.co, which is my digital magazine, but also that's where I put my events for my upcoming events too. So, but I've been planning on hosting a lot of different education. And so if you have a program you want to teach Web3, you want to teach anything, you have a book, you have something, I have a space that holds up to 50 people. It's on Spatio. And until I find another platform, I can take it anywhere. So I'm always looking to collaborate, but I have that available right now. So if you have something that you want to work with me, then reach out to me. So again, I appreciate everyone, and have a great day. Thank you.
You guys were awesome. Thank you. Thank everyone for coming. I'm following each and every one of you. Thank you so much to Cloud X, my co-host. He's in Africa. He's, taking exams right now, so he's not able to speak. Thank you so much, Victoria, for coming through. Not So Happy, LUI, Ali, thank you so much for coming through and listening. You guys were amazing. We'll be back on Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, continuing this conversation with other content creators to talk about how to deal with stress as a content creator. Our special guest, Tanya, has come through, dropped jewels on us. I do apologize that this space was not recorded, but she does have this space available on her social platforms recorded. So if you would like the playback, please reach out to Tanya. Thank you.
Now I'm going to share it in your speech bubble in here, so you'll have
sweet,
it on
sweet. Yeah, definitely do that. That way you guys can have access to that. And I'm going to wait for you guys to grab a hold of that so you guys can have access to it, and me as well. You guys are awesome. This is episode 2. I'm so stoked. She was the very first guest ever for JustVibez. So I'm super stoked. She definitely did set the tone for every other episode to come. Hey, what's up, Cloud X?
Yeah, can you hear me clearly, please?
Yes.
Okay, I'm very sorry. My connectivity robbed me. I had to leave the space, then join again, then leave the space. Like, it was just crazy. I was moving around. LUI, Victoria, Tonya, like the amount of value that I actually gained from the things you've said and the knowledge you've shared with all of us, and like it's something that it's very tangible and means a lot to me personally. And I'm glad that you were willing to open up and share your knowledge, share your ways, share your perspective, share your concepts, share the things your ideology with us. As in, I'm really, really, really grateful, and I'm glad and honored you joined us. I know you're a very busy person. You attend spaces and you host, and you host as well. So I'm glad you joined, and I really wish we could have something like this some other time where we discuss uh, 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 things relatable that could help all of us, and you know give us that step up game in when it comes to content creating. Thank you so much, Sapien. You rock for real. You rock. You rock 100%. And not Apico. I'm sorry, I didn't get the name very well. Thank you so much for coming. LUI, South Victoria. You guys are like a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
You guys are amazing. All you beautiful souls. Again, thank you guys so much for coming. Please feel free to come back and visit us while we continue this conversation this Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I understand you guys are in different time zones, so calculate that. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I made the time really early, really to balance Cloud X's time frame because he is UTC time. He's in Africa. So I try to balance the time where some on Thursday and Fridays it's more convenient for me time wise, and then at least he could have a day, and maybe we may stream another day where he could have 2 days where the time is more convenient for him. So we're trying to find balance here. So that's why the space on Sunday is so early. But feel free to come through. I don't know if we're going to have our special guest for Sunday. But we should have another special guest next week, if not for Sunday. And you guys enjoy your weekend. I'm following everybody here, so I'm looking forward to diving in and seeing what you guys have going on. Thank you guys again so much for attending the second episode of Just Vibes Twitter Space. And we'll see you guys on Sunday. Love you guys. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much.